Hello human beings, today we're going to be looking at this Mercedes Benz AMG GLE 63S. Now Mercedes has several SUVs in its lineup, starting from the GLA, GLB, GLC, GLE and the GLS. Now the GLE is a bit larger two-row SUV which is a bit smaller and a bit cheaper than the GLS. Now, Mercedes SUVs are usually defined by their sedan counterparts, like the A-Class, the B-Class which is sold in Europe, the C-Class, the E-Class, and but this GLE is very impressive. It has 603 horsepower, has 627 pound-feet of torque, and does 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds. All that in a mid-size SUV. Now, let's have a look around this GLE AMG 63S, and I'll show you the cool features and cool tricks inside this very cool car. Now, most AMG GLEs you have seen on the roads are usually the Sportback or the coupe roofline versions of the GLE. But this certain GLE, the one we're looking at today, is the normal one. So it's the AMG version of the normal GLE. You can probably buy it for $50,000 on your normal Mercedes dealership. Now, the coupe or the Sportback version of the AMG GLE has, well, it's quicker and it has more fuel economy, and it's a bit more sportier. But since this is the more normal version of the AMG GLE, this is a bit more practical. Let me show you how. Now, you go onto the power tailgate, you just feel around, have a little latch, it opens up, and roll. See, it's pretty deep, and it's also pretty high. Now, like the review I showed you in the Audi, this also has the underfloor cargo. But it comes with a spare tire, which looks, well, incredibly thin. Now, one thing you may have noticed in the AMG GLE 63, well, quad exhausts. And you may be wondering, are they fake? No, they're pretty real. Have a look here. Well, two exhausts here, and two exhausts here. And they also say AMG here in the bottom. Pretty cool. Now, let's move on inside the AMG GLE 63S, and you can notice a cool thing. It says AMG on the floorboard, so every time you enter, you're not having a normal GLE. You have a GLE AMG 63S. That's pretty cool. Another cool thing you notice inside the AMG GLE 63S are these little ambient light strips that go through the car. You can find them in the handles, and they look pretty cool, and they give a very cool aesthetic. Now, I'll get into these later when I show around the infotainment screen, but back to the back seats. Now, this car does have rear heated seats, but it has this really ugly blank button, and it's a pity for a car that's worth more than $130,000 that there's a blank switch. It's a real pity. Don't let the blank switches and, well, nothing else fool you. This is a really nice place to be, and you can see these really cool ventilated seats and the wood trim and the leather here, and whoa, it's a great place to be in, and it's really comfortable. A cool thing under the dual zone climate controls in the AMG GLE 63S is a little tray where you have a little storage spot and two USB-C chargers, and if you push it up, a household charge watt charger, so you can hypothetically play Xbox in here. Yeah. I previously mentioned this was a very nice interior to be, and it's true, but for a car that's worth $130,000, it has these really cheap plastics down here in the bottom, and it's a shame to see them in such a beautiful car. Now, getting into the front seats, you can open up and you can see these really cool running boards which are in the back too, and this too says AMG, so when you're taking someone around like your friend, they know you're driving an AMG. It's not a normal car. Let's talk about a cool thing inside this glove box. You open it up, it looks like a normal glove box, and it has a little partition here with the owner's manual. And that's this little cubby, and this little, I don't know, it looks like a medical thing, but it is a perfume holder. Now, inside this thing, there's this little box, and every Mercedes AMG has it. It's an interior perfume. So you open it up, it has a little can, you stick it in here, and you can put perfume through your AC vents in your AMG GLE 63S. Pretty cool. Like I said, this is a really cool place to be, and this has passenger memory seats, so you can, yeah, I don't know what that's going to be useful for. Passenger memory seats? Why? But it's very cool though. So now let's talk about the center console. Before I get into the infotainment screen and the AC vents, which is a completely really cool story. So let's start in the back. It has this really overcomplicated cubby box. It looks really cool to open, and it feels really cool. And all of the materials in this car is simply amazing. It seems it's really plushy. This is real wood, by the way. It's not fake. It has these nice aluminum bars, so you can hold them. And every material, not a single cheap plastic anywhere, probably except this little compartment right here. But this is a great interior to be. I've been in like a few luxury cars, and this is awesome. Cool thing in this thing, it has heated and cooled cup holders. So if you have coffee or lemonade or whatever, and you want to keep it heated or cooled, yeah, you can just press this. It'll do it for you. Really neat. You think this is ugly like compared to all of this, you just pull this little latch, closes it all up. So you have a nice clean center console. So you don't need to have that eyesore of a cup holder if you don't want to see it. I spoke about a few blank switches around the interior. Apart from the blank switches in the passenger seats, because it looks like whoever spec'd this didn't get a cooled seats option in the back. This does not have any other blank switches. I'm serious. Have a look at this. All of these, not blank. All of these, not a single blank switch, and it really props to Mercedes Benz for doing that. By the way, speaking of switches, these switches are simply amazing. They feel so nice to touch. The click they give off, you can hear that, so nice and drolly. All of these switches, they're really nice to touch. All of them are clean aluminum. Like, the materials in this car are simply amazing. You can't do a Mercedes-Benz review without looking at the new MBUX. Personally, in my opinion, this is one of the best infotainment screens, better than Tesla. It's very intuitive, it's as good as a smartphone, and you know, I'm a huge Tesla fan, so this is awesome. So let's start with the comfort part. So you tap the little comfort thing. By the way, this car has massaging seats, and I just tried it. It's awesome. So you go down to the ambient lighting part, okay? And as you can see, as I showed you guys around the ambient lighting, you guys can see the little ambient lighting strips right here. So I press this thing, and it has a really interesting groups of colors: ocean blue, purple sky, which I think is like the northern lights, red moon, which does this really cool blue, and then fire red, dawn blue, jungle green, color flash. Okay, so this, yeah, I don't see anything. That's weird. Doesn't look like color mix. Yeah, it has a lot of these weird colors and stuff, multi-color animation, and it has one of the cool effects called welcome, where it just keeps switching between the colors. As you can see, now it's a bit green, now it's turning a bit brighter. Yeah, it's really cool how Mercedes-Benz went around with these colors. I like ambient lighting because it kind of sets the mood for the entire car in certain car rides, and yeah, I think this is a great way to do it. Another cool thing is when you go to the energizing comfort section in the MBUX, you can go to vitality, which is the revitalizing effect provided by stimulating light and invigorating music. So when you turn this on, okay, I don't know if you guys can hear this. Wow, the massage seats are turning on. Hold up. Okay, maybe I got a bit too carried away, but have a look at this. Okay, so this is the trackpad. So if you're too lazy to go reach around and touch the touch screen, you can always use the trackpad. This trackpad is amazing, and it has these little haptics like how you have them in your iPhone or whatever, and you know, they give that little bump feel. It's really cool how you know, Mercedes has executed this, and even the trackpad feels really nice to touch. Let's talk about the AC vents. Now this car has several AC vents, several in the front, several in the middle, 4 in the middle actually, and you know, they follow the theme of good materials, metal. They feel weighty, they feel nice to touch. But fun fact, have a look here. Now this is the driver's side, and this is right behind the driver's dashboard in the MBUX, and this is a functioning AC vent. Now you go to this side and you think, well, is it an AC vent? No, it's not. It's fake. They kept fake vents for design inside the car for symmetry. design is design. Since this is an AMG, we have to look under the hood. Now, this is a 4-liter V8, and fun fact about AMG engines, only one man has touched this engine ever since it was built from scratch. So that's really cool. And this engine seems to be made by this guy called Nordheim. Yeah, I think this is the guy who made Pagani engines. No, that's Guido Nordheim. How do you pronounce his name? Anyway, this engine has 603 horsepower, 627 pound-feet of torque, and does 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds, which is really insane. And this car with options goes over $125,000, almost $130,000 in options. This is an expensive car, but its coolness and its comfort makes up for it. So let's talk design. This car has, well, a rather understated design. For example, it looks like a normal GLE with just normal windows, and you won't notice that's a GLE till you see the V8 bi-turbo logo or the cool wheels with the red massive AMG brakes. So yeah, if you want a subtle car which has 600 horsepower, this is the best car you can get. Trust me. That's the Mercedes Benz AMG GLE 63S. Now, I would love to drive it, but due to some driving restrictions in the late 1800s, I can't. So, that's the review of the Mercedes Benz AMG GLE 63S SUV. Huge thanks to Mercedes Benz of Shrewsbury for lending me this amazing car. And if you live in Massachusetts or anywhere in the Midwestern Massachusetts area, check out this car. Check out this place. It's amazing. It's a great car in a great place.